He was a lawyer from one of the most powerful families in South Carolina. His father was a prosecutor. His grandfather was a prosecutor. His great-grandfather was a prosecutor. For 87 years the Murdaugh name meant law, meant power, meant justice. But on the night of June 7, 2021, Alex Murdaugh became the most infamous name in South Carolina history. Because that night he called 911 and reported finding his wife and son dead. Shot multiple times on their own family estate. And for over a year he told the world he had nothing to do with it. He was lying. To understand this case you have to understand who Alex Murdaugh was. Not just a lawyer. 3 generations of his family had controlled the local prosecutor's office in Hampton County, South Carolina. The Murdaughs were untouchable. Connected to every judge, every lawmaker, every powerful figure in the region. Alex was 54 years old, a senior partner at his own law firm, a husband to Maggie 52, a father to 2 sons Buster and Paul, from the outside the perfect American family, but underneath everything was rotting. What nobody knew was that Alex Murdaugh had been stealing. For years. From his own clients. From grieving families who trusted him with their cases. From his own law firm. The total nearly $9 million gone. Spent on one thing: opioid painkillers. Alex Murdaugh had a severe drug addiction that he had hidden from everyone. His wife, his sons, his colleagues. His world was about to collapse and he knew it. But before the murders there was another tragedy. February 2019. Alex's younger son Paul, then just 19 years old, took the family boat out with friends. He was drunk. The boat crashed. A 19-year-old girl named Mallory Beach was thrown into the water. Her body wasn't found for a week. Paul was charged with boating under the influence causing death. Lawsuits followed. And investigators began looking closely at the Murdaugh family finances. The clock had started ticking. June 7, 2021. The Murdaugh family estate, Moselle, a sprawling hunting property in rural South Carolina. That evening Maggie and Paul were near the dog kennels on the property. At 8:45 p.m. Paul recorded a short video on his phone. In the background, voices. His mother's voice, and his father's voice. Alex Murdaugh was there. At 10:07 p.m. Alex called 911. He said he had just returned from visiting his sick mother and found Maggie and Paul shot dead near the kennels. Maggie had been shot with a rifle multiple times. Paul had been shot with a shotgun at close range. The scene was devastating. But from the very first moment investigators had questions. Alex told police he was not at the kennels that evening. He said he had been inside the house taking a nap before leaving to see his mother. He never mentioned being near the dog kennels. He never mentioned the video. He seemed calm. Almost too calm, for a man who had just found his wife and son murdered. But then something happened that changed everything. Investigators found Paul's phone. They found the video. The video with Alex Murdaugh's voice recorded at the kennels just minutes before the shootings. Alex had lied. From the very first moment he had lied. After the murders, Alex Murdaugh's life fell apart publicly. In September 2021, just 3 months after the killings, Alex was shot in the head on the side of a road. He survived. He claimed it was a random shooting. The truth: he had hired a man named Curtis Eddie Smith to shoot and kill him so that his surviving son Buster could collect a $10 million life insurance policy. The plan failed. Alex survived the shot. And Eddie Smith told everything to the police. Within weeks Alex Murdaugh resigned from his law firm. He checked into drug rehab. And the financial investigations went into overdrive. The lies were unraveling one by one. July 2022. More than a year after the murders, a grand jury indicted Alex Murdaugh on 2 counts of murder. He was arrested. He pleaded not guilty. The man who had spent his career putting criminals behind bars was now sitting in a jail cell accused of killing his own family. South Carolina had never seen anything like it. January 25, 2023. The trial began. Walterboro, South Carolina. The Colleton County Courthouse was packed. Media from across the country attended. Netflix was already filming a documentary. This was the trial of the century for South Carolina. Prosecutors called 61 witnesses over 5 weeks. They painted a picture of a desperate man whose financial crimes were about to be exposed and who murdered his wife and son to create a distraction. The motive, the means: 2 family-owned weapons, a rifle and a shotgun. The opportunity: his own voice in that video at the kennels minutes before the shootings. Then Alex Murdaugh made a decision that shocked the entire courtroom. He took the stand in his own defense. For 2 days Alex Murdaugh testified. He denied killing Maggie and Paul. He said he loved them more than anything. He cried. He broke down. But under cross-examination the prosecutor Creighton Waters dismantled him piece by piece. Alex admitted he had lied to investigators about being at the kennels. He admitted he had stolen millions of dollars from clients. He admitted he had arranged the murder for hire plot against himself. He admitted he had lied again and again and again. The prosecutor looked at him and said, "You still told the same lie, and all those reasons you just gave this jury was a lie too." The courtroom was silent. March 2, 2023. The jury began deliberating. 3 hours. That's all it took. Less than 3 hours to decide the fate of one of South Carolina's most powerful men. The verdict was read aloud. Count 1 murder of Margaret Murdaugh guilty. Count 2 murder of Paul Murdaugh guilty. As the word guilty echoed through the courtroom, Alex Murdaugh showed almost no emotion. His son Buster wiped tears from his eyes. Alex turned to him and mouthed the words "I love you" as handcuffs were placed on his wrists. The judge denied the defense's motion for a mistrial, saying the evidence of guilt is overwhelming. The next morning Judge Clifton Newman delivered the sentence. He looked directly at Alex Murdaugh and said, "You've shown no remorse and no real accountability for what you have done." The sentence: 2 consecutive life sentences without the possibility of parole. Alex Murdaugh will die in prison. Lead prosecutor Creighton Waters walked out of the courthouse and told reporters, "No matter who you are, if you break the law, the truth will come out and you will be brought to justice." But the story did not end there. In November 2023, Alex Murdaugh pleaded guilty to 22 federal charges of fraud and money laundering. He was sentenced to an additional 27 years to be served after his life sentences. A separate investigation was opened into the 2015 death of a young man named Stephen Smith, found dead on a rural highway near the Murdaugh property. That case is still ongoing. And then came one final twist. The court clerk who oversaw the trial, Rebecca Hill, was arrested in May 2025 charged with jury tampering. Allegations that she pressured jurors to reach a quick guilty verdict. Alex Murdaugh's lawyers are fighting for a new trial. The case is not over yet. For 87 years the Murdaugh family name meant power. It meant legacy. It meant the law. And Alex Murdaugh used every bit of that power to steal, to lie, and according to a jury of his peers to kill the 2 people who trusted him most. His wife Maggie. His son Paul. They did not deserve to die at the hands of someone who was supposed to love and protect them.